Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube channel. So this video today is for all of you guys who love to read or maybe haven't read in a while and are looking for a good book. This video is targeted to more middle to high schoolish students, so if you're not in that age category, feel free to keep on watching, but this might not be the right video for you. This video is mainly targeted for people like me who like to read realistic fiction, maybe a little bit of mystery, and then romance as a subplot. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so number one is the book If He Had Been With Me. And this book basically is about this girl, and her mom is best friends with the next door neighbor's mom, and so her and the other mom's son, they both grew up together, so they're pretty close. But then as she gets closer to high school, she kind of starts developing feelings for him. She does so at the same time that she's with another guy. It's not really until later on in high school that she realizes how much she likes him. Unfortunately, he's with another girl, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say their relationship is too good to be true. Okay, number two is the sequel to the book, and it's called If Only I Had Told Her. And it's the whole story except from the guy's point of view, which I think is just amazing because we get to see both sides and how different their thoughts are but similar at the same time. Okay, so for the third book, I would recommend The Way I Am Now. And it's basically a girl who went through a very traumatizing experience, and this happened during her freshman year of high school, and then it basically just goes through each of her grades, so freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and how she's changed as a person because of that certain situation. And I'm not someone who can relate to what she went through, but I was able to go through the emotions with her and really sympathize. Okay, the fourth book is actually the sequel to the book I just mentioned, and it's called The Way I Am Now. And it is about her recovery process, but this time she's in college. This book has a subplot of romance, which I absolutely love. Okay, the next book is about a girl who used to cut herself and basically just her recovery process from that and making new friendships. And I know the summary is super vague, but I did read this book a while ago, so I don't quite remember what it's about. I just know that if I do remember the title, then it must have been good. The next book is We Were Liars. And this book is about this girl who's a wealthy family, and she goes to their big houses during summer, and all of her cousins do too. However, this summer, I think it's the summer of her going to her senior year, so she's about like 17 or 18 years old. This summer is a little bit different because everybody's kind of acting a little bit weirder than usual, and she's trying to uncover what happened 2 summers before that everyone's acting so weird. The plot twist is pretty crazy. The next book is the sequel to this book, and it's called Family of Liars. And I actually have not read the sequel yet, but I probably should go to the library later this week and read it myself. But I would just recommend it because I think the first book was really well written. The next book is called All Your Twisted Secrets. It's basically about these high school students that are trapped in a room trying to figure out a way to get out while also revealing secrets about themselves. Okay, the next book is called Every Last Word. It's about this girl who struggles with OCD, and she finds comfort in this poetry corner at school. This story also has a little bit of a plot twist at the end, and I know the summary maybe doesn't sound the most intriguing, but hear me out. I wouldn't read this book unless it was pretty captivating, so you just have to trust me on this. Okay, the next book is called The Glass Girl, and it's about this girl who's like 15 and she's suffering with an alcohol addiction. She's having a lot of issues at home. Her parents decide to send her to rehab, and it's kind of about her coping and just showing that journey while also not trying to romanticize or make it seem like this recovery process is perfect. Okay, the next book is called The Hate List, and it's about this girl whose boyfriend is involved in a school shooting. About the point from when she woke up in the hospital to whenever the story ends. In the hospital, she tries to remember what happened, and while the agents are showing her all these messages that they found between her and her boyfriend, she's starting to realize how wrong everything seemed, and she's wondering how she couldn't pick up on the signs earlier. Okay, the next book is called 14 Ways to Die. It's basically about this girl whose mom was murdered, and so the girl, now that she's like a teenager, is trying to look for the murder. Also feels like you're in some true crime documentary. I'm someone who's very interested in true crime stories, so if you like realistic fiction, you like watching true crime, and you also like a subplot of romance, then this book is great. The next series is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. and everybody raves about this series. I personally haven't read the series yet. Everyone I've talked to, they all say that they love the books. Okay, the next book is called All the Bright Places. And this book is about this girl who lost her sister. There's like this more introverted guy at school, and I think they're paired up for like a group project, so they have to start talking. The assignment is to explore like various places around the town, and I think they get carried away. They kind of fall for each other, and that's all I'm gonna say for right now. By the way, this book does start off kind of slow. I have to read the beginning part to kind of know the whole backstory and everything, but just trust me on this. After the first 50 pages, which might seem like a lot, but once you get past that, you'll definitely be so captivated by the book. Okay, and the very last book of my list is called The Poet X, and we had to read this book for school. It's a great story about this girl who's a sophomore in high school and how she struggles with her strict parents and also discovering herself and finding what she likes. She writes all her thoughts in a form of poetry in like a little book. It's not like the kind of Shakespeare thing where you can't understand anything. It was a pretty good book, so I would definitely recommend that. Oh, and this doesn't really count as like the 15 books on the list. This is just like a side book, I guess, if you want to read. It's called The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and it's about this guy who's navigating through his life in high school, you know, just exploring. That leads me to the end of this video, and if you read any of these, let me know down below in the comments and make sure to subscribe.